Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please, like the video and share your thoughts. In the comments, your feedback helps. Make the content better. She crashed into my office, barefoot and bleeding. My 5-year-old. Dad, she gasped. Mom's burying baby brother. My mind stumbled. What? She's had enough. His cries filled the room as her throat closed around the words. She dug a hole. I didn't ask anything further. I scooped her up and ran. The drive was a blur. Red lights, blaring horns, sirens echoing in my head alone. When we arrived, the back gate stood open. The garden felt wrong, too orderly, unnervingly still. The air hung heavy. Then I saw it, a patch of fresh dirt, darker than the rest, shifting. My body froze, unwilling to accept what my mind already feared. Then I sank to my knees and clawed at the soil with my hands. He was there, my son. Blue, cold, yet moving. She lingered by the fence, silent. No panic, no tears, just watching. Why? I asked. She didn't answer. The ambulance came minutes later. Paramedics worked around him while I could only stare at her. She met my gaze like strangers sharing an unspoken secret. And then I understood this wasn't madness. It was something colder, something she'd been nurturing for years. The doctor said he would survive. Shallow breathing, no permanent damage. A miracle, they called it. I didn't speak for hours. Didn't eat. Didn't sleep. When the police questioned her, she claimed it was an accident. She'd lost track of him in the yard. They believed her, or pretended to. Her family arrived. Her mother wept, hugged her, murmuring, "Poor thing, poor thing." I watched through the glass. My reflection merged with hers. She looked exhausted but relieved, as if the weight of pretending had lifted. That night, she appeared in my hospital room, sitting beside me as if nothing had happened. "You think I'm a monster?" she whispered. I said nothing. Her hand brushed my arm. "You've seen what happens when I'm pushed too far." Not a confession. A warning. When she left, I realized something was absent. Not her guilt, but mine. I should have grieved. I didn't. Instead, I felt calculation, because I knew this wasn't the first time she'd tried to destroy something beyond her control. And I was done letting her decide what survived. The following weeks were quiet. Too quiet. She moved carefully, spoke softly, cried only when watched. At home, she hummed, cleaned, smiled. The perfect wife again. I began documenting everything. Photographs of the garden, recordings of her voice, her medicine bottles, the therapist's prescriptions she never filled. One night, she left her phone unlocked. I scrolled through messages. One thread caught my eye. Unsaved number. Deleted replies. "A man. He's not yours." One text read, "You deserve better." I stared at those words for hours. My son wasn't mine. I ran DNA tests quietly on hair I collected months earlier. A buried hunch resurfaced. When the results returned, my hands didn't tremble. 99% probability. Another man's child. Her baby brother. She hadn't buried him in rage. She'd buried him because he was a living reminder of her mistake. And she had planned for me to grieve a child that was never mine. That was her punishment. One evening, I confronted her, not with words, but with evidence. I left the DNA report on the table beside a photograph of the garden. Fresh dirt, a child's shoe. After dinner, she found them. Her breathing caught. She searched my face for emotion. There was none. "Whose child is he?" I asked. Her face cracked for the first time. "You don't understand," she said. "I understand perfectly." She stepped back, eyes darting. I didn't want him to suffer. Or me. Silence. I waited. She didn't speak again. That night, I moved into the guest room, locked my door, and filed for custody the next morning. By the time she awoke, everything had shifted. The court ordered a psychological evaluation. The results were sealed, but I had seen them. Borderline personality disorder, violent tendencies, childhood neglect. She was trapped in her own patterns, and I had learned to use them. When her attorney called, I stayed calm. "Tell her I won't press charges, but she'll never see them again." He hesitated. That's generous. No, I said. It's permanent. I met her once more at the courthouse. She tried to reach for my hand. You know I didn't mean it. You did, I said quietly. You always mean it. Guards escorted her away. She screamed my name once, the way she used to when we still pretended to love each other. I didn't turn. Months have passed. My son sleeps peacefully. My daughter laughs again. The yard has healed. Grass now covers the spot she dug. I planted a tree there, small, still growing. Sometimes I stand by it at night, listening to the wind stir the leaves. I think of the woman who once stood there, shovel in hand, eyes empty. I don't hate her anymore. Hatred requires feeling. I just understand her. What she wanted, what she feared, control. The difference is, I learned to let go. She never will. And that, I suppose, is the cruelest punishment of all.